Your life is under attack. And you don't even see it. Every day, something invisible is stealing your strength, killing your fire, and breaking your will to fight. It's already inside you. And if you don't stop it soon, it will win. But there's one thing it doesn't expect. Do you ever look in the mirror and wonder, why do I feel so weak inside? You smile at people, you do your job, you keep going. But deep down, there's a quiet storm. A voice that says, you can't. You're not enough. And that voice feels real. Mental strength is not something you're born with. It's not a gift. It's a skill, like learning to walk, or ride a bike. You fall, you try again. Every strong person you see today was once lost, confused, and broken. But they didn't stop. Let's break a myth right now. Being strong doesn't mean hiding your feelings. It means facing them. Feeling every emotion, every fear, and still choosing to move. It's not about being fearless. It's about doing things even when you're scared. Think about this, when your phone is low on battery, you charge it. But when your mind is low on energy, what do? Do you scroll, complain, or give up? Or do you pause, breathe, and take back control? That's where strength begins. Imagine your mind like a house. If you never clean it, if you let every negative voice live inside, it gets messy. Dark. Unsafe. But if you clean it daily, with truth, hope, courage, it becomes a place where you feel strong, even in the storm. Some people think, I'll be strong when my life is perfect. But guess what? Life never becomes perfect. Life stays wild. The trick is to become strong inside the chaos. To say, I may not control everything, but I control how I respond. You don't build strength by talking about it. You build it by doing. Waking up when you want to sleep. Trying again after failure. Choosing peace when anger feels easier. Mental strength is invisible, but it changes everything you do. Start small. Today, notice your thoughts. Catch the one that says, I'm not good enough. Replace it. Say, I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm not there yet, but I'm not giving up. Every time you do that, your brain gets stronger. Literally. Science says your brain rewires based on repetition. So if you keep feeding it doubt, it will believe you. But if you feed it hope, action, and discipline, it will learn to believe that too. You choose the path. You choose what grows. So many people are surviving, but not living. They wait for motivation. They wait for someone to save them. But real strength is this, no one's coming. You save yourself. Not once, but every day. Every small decision makes you stronger. Mental strength is not loud. It's not a big speech or a perfect photo. It's quiet. It's personal. It's waking up, showing up, and not quitting. It's forgiving yourself. Letting go. Believing that you are more than your worst moment. If you're still reading this, it means you care. It means something inside you wants more. And that's where it all begins, with desire. You don't need to be strong yet. You just need to want it. We'll build the rest together. Most people think mental strength means never feeling sad or angry. But that's not true. Real strength begins when you stop running from emotions. When you face them, name them, and ask, what is this trying to teach me? That's growth. We live in a world that teaches us to hide our pain. Smile. Be positive. Don't cry. But emotions are not the enemy. Ignoring them is. You cannot heal what you won't face. You cannot grow from what you won't feel. Strength starts with honesty. Imagine your emotions like waves. You can't stop the ocean. But you can learn to surf. You don't drown because of the wave. You drown because you panic. Strong people feel the wave coming, breathe deeply, and ride it all the way through. When you feel anger, don't attack. Ask, what boundary was crossed? When you feel sad, don't numb it. Ask, what needs my love right now? When you feel afraid, don't freeze. Ask, what courage is this fear trying to unlock in me? Emotional mastery is not about control. It's about connection. Connecting with yourself. Being your own friend. When you can sit alone in silence and say, I'm okay, that's strength. Because you're not escaping. You're accepting. Your emotions are signals, not problems. Like a red light tells you to stop, or a green light tells you to go, emotions guide you. But if you keep ignoring them, your life becomes chaotic. You crash again and again. Until you finally listen. Next time you feel something big, pause. Don't judge it. Don't fix it. Just feel it. Say out loud, this is okay. I'm allowed to feel this. The moment you stop fighting your feelings, you stop being afraid of them. And you grow. Strong minds are not cold minds. They are warm, aware, and present. They feel everything, but they don't act out of panic. They choose their response. Not out of ego, but out of alignment. They know peace is always an option. Think of someone you admire. Maybe a leader, a teacher, a friend. It's not that they never feel weak. It's that they respond with grace. With patience. They don't let every emotion control them. They feel it, but they also lead it. This takes practice. You will fail. You will react when you wanted to stay calm. But every time you reflect, every time you apologize, every time you try again, that's training. And training builds emotional muscle. One simple exercise, name your emotion and write it down. Say, I feel anxious. Then ask why. Then ask what you need. Repeat this daily. In time, you'll stop drowning in emotions. You'll start sailing with them. This is emotional strength, feeling fully, without fear. Listening to yourself. Speaking kindly inside your mind. And remembering, no storm lasts forever. You are not your emotions. You are the sky, and feelings are just passing clouds. There is one belief that weakens your mind more than anything else. It's the idea that your life is someone else's fault. The moment you say, it's not my responsibility, you give away your power. Strong people take their power back. It's easy to blame your parents, your boss, your past, your country. But blame never changes your future. It keeps you stuck in old pain. Mental strength begins when you stop blaming and start building. You take ownership of your path. Let's get one thing straight. Responsibility doesn't mean everything is your fault. It means everything is your opportunity. Even if life hit you hard, even if you were treated unfairly, you now choose what happens next. Imagine two people with the same struggle. One says, why me? The other says, what now? That one question changes everything. Why me focuses on pain. What now focuses on growth. The strong person chooses the second one. It's not about having an easy life. It's about creating a strong mind for the life you have. Mental strength is not comfort. It's commitment. To try. To show up. To act. Even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. Responsibility is scary because it means you have no excuses left. But it's also freedom. If you created a mess, you can clean it. If you made a mistake, you can fix it. If you lost time, you can still make today count. Take a deep breath. Think of one part of your life that's not working. Your health. Your mindset. Your relationships. Now ask yourself, what can I do today to make it better? Not perfect. Just better. That question builds strength. Strong minds are solution-focused. They don't cry forever. They cry, they feel, then they act. They know every small step counts. 1 hour of learning. One healthy meal. One brave message. One honest conversation. That's progress. If you want to be mentally strong, don't wait for perfect conditions. Create movement with what you have. You may not control the weather, but you can adjust your sail. You may not control people, but you can master your response. Here's the truth, no one is coming to save you. And that's okay. Because you don't need saving. You need responsibility. You need clarity. And you need courage to take one small step, even if your hands are shaking. So today, stop saying, they should. Start saying, I will. I will change. I will grow. I will lead my own life. This is your mountain to climb. No one else can walk it for you. But you can walk it. Slowly. Strongly. Step by step. And with every step you take, you'll feel it, your mind getting clearer, your heart getting louder, and your soul finally waking up. This is what strength feels like. It starts in the moment you say, I'm responsible for me. Most people think strength is about motivation. But motivation comes and goes. Discipline is different. Discipline shows up even when you don't feel like it. It doesn't ask for permission. It just does the work. That's real strength. Let's be honest. You won't always feel like studying, working out, or improving your life. Your feelings will say, later. Your comfort will say, not today. But discipline says, now. And that voice will change your life. Discipline is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The less you use it, the weaker it becomes. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll wait forever. But if you start small and stay consistent, it becomes a habit. Imagine a man who wakes up at 6 o'clock every day. Not because he loves mornings, but because he made a promise to himself. That promise builds trust. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your self-respect grows. That's power. Weak minds follow feelings. Strong minds follow purpose. They don't negotiate with laziness. They don't bargain with fear. They say, this matters. I'm doing it anyway. Even when tired. Even when afraid. That's discipline. Discipline is freedom. When you control your actions, you control your life. You stop being a slave to moods. You stop chasing instant pleasure. You start building something real, health, skill, peace, success. And that lasts. Don't confuse discipline with punishment. It's not about being hard on yourself. It's about loving yourself enough to do what's right. Even when it's hard. Even when no one claps. Because your future self is watching. One tip, start with one non-negotiable habit. One small thing every day, no matter what. A 10-minute walk. A journal entry. A learning session. Build consistency first. Then increase. That's how strength is formed, layer by layer. Another trick, link discipline to identity. Don't say, I want to work out. Say, I'm the kind of person who works out. Identity creates action. And repeated action builds proof. Soon, you're not trying. You're just living it. You will fail. You will skip a day. You'll feel lazy. That's okay. The goal is not perfection. The goal is to return. Strong people fall, but they come back faster. They forgive the slip, but they never quit. That's discipline. Discipline is quiet. It doesn't show off. But it shows up. In your results. In your peace. In your confidence. While others wait for motivation, you become unstoppable. Not because it's easy. But because it's worth it. So if you want mental strength, train discipline like a muscle. Push it a little more each day. Don't wait to feel ready. Just begin. And one day, you'll look back and realize that daily discipline became your superpower. There's a voice inside your head. You know the one. The one that says, you're not smart enough, you'll never succeed, why even try? That voice isn't truth. It's fear. It's your inner critic. And it's time to stop letting it lead. We all have that voice. Some people just don't let it win. Mentally strong people hear the voice, but they challenge it. They don't just accept every thought as truth. They ask, is this helpful? Is this real? And they replace it with better. Your brain is a storyteller. If you don't choose the story, it will repeat the old one. The story of failure. Of fear. Of limits. But you can rewrite it. You can say, that was me before. But I'm changing now. That's mental strength. Next time you hear that voice say, "You always fail," respond with truth. No. I've failed before, but I've also learned. I've grown. And I'm not done yet. Talk back. Be louder than the doubt. That's how you take your power back. You don't need a perfect mindset. You need an active one. One that doesn't let negative thoughts take over. Thoughts come and go. But you choose which ones to feed. Starve the fear. Feed the strength. Watch what grows. Try this, write down your top 3 negative thoughts. Then write a better version beside each one. Read both out loud. Notice the difference in energy. The second voice feels like hope. Like truth. Like the real you. Most of the time, your critic is just an echo. An old voice from childhood, school, or past pain. It repeats what others said, not what you truly believe. You're not broken. You're just carrying stories that no longer belong to you. The inner critic loves silence. It grows when you say nothing back. So speak. Say, "Not today." Say, "I'm doing my best." Say, "Even if I fail, I'm still worthy." Your words matter. Your voice matters. Your truth matters more than fear. Here's a fact: the brain can't hold 2 opposite beliefs strongly at once. So when you repeat courage, confidence, or clarity, doubt gets weaker. You can't erase the inner critic. But you can turn down its volume. This isn't about lying to yourself. It's about choosing better truths. Truths like, "I'm still learning, I'm allowed to make mistakes, I don't need to be perfect to be valuable." These thoughts make you mentally unshakable. Over time, your self-talk becomes your identity. If you call yourself weak, you'll feel weak. If you call yourself strong, you'll act strong. So speak with care. Be your own coach, not your own enemy. You deserve support, even from yourself. Mental strength begins when you stop being your worst critic and start being your best friend. Talk to yourself like someone you love. Someone you believe in. Because one day, you'll look back and thank yourself for doing just that. Most people avoid discomfort. They see it as a sign to stop. But mentally strong people know the truth: discomfort is the path to growth. If you only chase what feels good, you'll miss everything that makes you great. Growth doesn't happen inside your comfort zone. It happens when you stretch. When you try something new. When you feel awkward, uncertain, or scared, and keep going anyway. Discomfort isn't a wall. It's a doorway. Think about your greatest achievements. Were they easy? Probably not. They required effort, risk, and moments of doubt. That's what made them meaningful. Strength isn't built in ease. It's built in effort. When you work out, your muscles burn. That's how they grow. When you study, your brain gets tired. That's how it learns. Discomfort is not the enemy. It's a signal. It means change is happening. Keep going. Most people stop when it hurts. Strong people lean in. They say, "This feels hard, but that's why it matters." They reframe the pain. Not as punishment, but as a sign of progress. They trust the process, even when it's tough. Your comfort zone is warm, but it's also small. Nothing new grows there. No new skills. No new confidence. No new dreams. You may feel safe, but you'll also feel stuck. To grow, you must move. Even when you don't feel ready. Start with something small. Speak up in a meeting. Try a new skill. Have the hard conversation. Yes, it will feel strange. But that strange feeling? That's your brain rewiring. That's your strength being built in real time. Mentally strong people seek discomfort. They train with it. Like lifting weights, they expose themselves to challenges on purpose. Not to suffer, but to rise. To expand. To become someone who can handle more, lead more, live more. Here's a trick: when something feels hard, say this to yourself: "This is what growth feels like." Repeat it. Make it your mantra. Soon, your brain will connect pain with progress. And fear will start to fade. You don't need to enjoy the discomfort. You just need to outlast it. Breathe. Focus. Take the next step. One uncomfortable action a day will transform your life. Slowly. Steadily. And yes, uncomfortably. Remember, bravery isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to act despite it. Every time you do something uncomfortable, you prove to yourself that you can. And the more you prove that, the more unstoppable you become. So embrace the discomfort. Let it stretch you. Let it shape you. Because the life you want, the peace, the success, the power, is waiting just outside your comfort zone. And now, so are you. Most people try to control everything: the weather, the traffic, other people's opinions. But mental strength begins when you realize this: control is an illusion. Peace comes when you stop forcing and start flowing. Think about how much energy you waste trying to fix things you can't change. You stress. You complain. You argue. But nothing moves. Why? Because control isn't power. Acceptance is. That's the mindset of the strong. Let's be clear, letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing your focus wisely. It means saying, I can't change this, but I can change me. That shift in focus gives you freedom. Freedom to act where it matters. Imagine a tree in the wind. If it resists too hard, it breaks. But if it bends, it survives. Strong minds bend. They adjust. They say, this is not what I planned, but I'll grow anyway. That's strength, flexible, calm, and wise. You can't control people's reactions. You can only control your words. You can't control the economy. You can control your effort. You can't control the past. But you can choose the meaning you give it today. That's power. Start by listing what's inside your control and what's not. Notice how short the second list is. Most of life is not yours to manage. But your thoughts, your actions, your energy, that's your kingdom. Rule that well. Letting go of control doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. You stop needing things to go your way. You stay centered, even when the outside world is spinning. That's what inner power looks like. Strong people trust the process. They prepare. They plan. But when life shifts, they adapt. They don't break down. They breathe. They say, let's adjust. Their peace is not in control. It's in resilience. That's what makes them strong. This kind of strength takes practice. You'll slip. You'll react. You'll try to control again. That's okay. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is awareness. And every time you catch yourself and let go, you grow. Say this when things feel out of control: I let go of what I can't change. I act on what I can. And I trust myself to handle whatever comes. Repeat that. Own it. Make it your anchor in chaos. It will calm your storms. You'll notice something strange. The more you let go, the more life flows. Opportunities appear. Relationships improve. Stress melts. You're not fighting the current. You're swimming with it. You're finally free. Let go. Not because you're weak. But because you're wise. Not because you've given up. But because you've grown up. Real strength is quiet, calm, steady. And it begins when you stop controlling and start choosing your peace. In today's world, the biggest threat to your strength isn't fear. It's distraction. Your attention is stolen every second, by noise, by phones, by endless scrolling. A distracted mind is a weak mind. Focus is your new superpower. Strong people protect their focus like gold. They know that where attention goes, energy flows. If you waste your focus on drama, gossip, and nonsense, your life will reflect that. But if you focus on growth, so will your results. Let's break a myth: multitasking is not strength. It's chaos. Your brain can't focus deeply on two things at once. Every switch costs energy. You lose time, quality, and peace. Deep focus creates deep results. That's mental strength. Think of your mind like a spotlight. If you shine it everywhere, nothing gets lit. But if you point it clearly at one goal, one task, one dream, it gets brighter. It gets sharper. That's how strong minds move the world. Here's a truth most people avoid: you don't need more time. You need more clarity. Every day, ask yourself, what matters most today? Then do that. Not what's easy. Not what's urgent. What matters? That's how focus becomes power. Create a focus ritual. Wake up. Write your top 3 priorities. Turn off notifications. Block distractions. Set a timer. And go. 1 hour of pure focus is more powerful than 5 hours of scattered effort. That's how you win. Notice what steals your attention. Is it your phone? Negative people? Endless tabs open in your browser? Identify your distractions. Then cut them. Not because you're harsh, but because you're serious. That's strength in action. Strong minds say no often. No to shallow work. No to useless arguments. No to meaningless tasks. They protect their time like their future depends on it, because it does. Every yes is a no to something else. Choose wisely. Your brain is not built for constant switching. It needs recovery. It needs silence. Create space. Breathe. Think. Let your mind rest. That stillness becomes clarity. And clarity becomes power. This is how strong people think. If you feel overwhelmed, focus smaller. Don't try to do everything. Do one thing well. Then the next. Then the next. Small focus, repeated daily, leads to massive results. It's not fast. But it's real. And it always works. Train your focus like a muscle. Practice presence. Be here, not everywhere. Whether you're working, talking, walking, be there fully. That presence makes you powerful. Because a focused mind is a fearless mind. Remember, the world is noisy. But your mind doesn't have to be. Mental strength is quiet. Clear. Intentional. So turn down the noise. Turn up the focus. And watch how your life transforms, one focused day at a time. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. It's not loud. It's not arrogant. It's quiet, steady, and powerful. Mental strength grows when you stop waiting to feel confident and start acting with courage. Most people think confidence means feeling ready. But strong people know the truth: you won't feel ready. You act anyway. You speak up. You try. You fail. You repeat. And with every action, confidence gets stronger. Confidence is not perfection. It's permission. The permission to show up imperfectly. To speak with mistakes. To try with fear. The strong say, I'm not perfect, but I'm real. I'm not the best, but I'm growing. That's power. Think about a time you did something new. You were nervous. Maybe shaky. But you did it. And after that moment, didn't you feel stronger? That's how confidence is built, by doing, not by waiting. Experience is your best teacher. Mentally strong people don't avoid fear. They walk with it. They say, fear is normal. But I won't let it stop me. They use fear as fuel. As a signal that something meaningful is ahead. Confidence lives on the other side of that fear. Start with small acts of courage. Speak when you usually stay silent. Ask for feedback. Share your ideas. Every small win adds up. Slowly, your brain learns, I can do this. That repetition becomes belief. And belief becomes confidence. Watch your body language. Stand tall. Breathe deeply. Make eye contact. Your posture speaks to your brain. When you move with confidence, you start to feel it. Even if you're faking it at first, your body helps your mind catch up. Speak kindly to yourself. Say, I can handle this, I'm improving, I deserve to try. These words shape your mindset. Your brain listens to your voice more than anyone else's. Make sure it hears strength. Don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. That kills confidence. Focus on your lane. Your pace. Your journey. Celebrate your progress. Even if it's slow. Even if no one claps. You're still moving. That matters. Confidence is built in private. In the quiet hours. In the lonely practice. In the silent battles no one sees. So don't wait for public approval. Build yourself when no one's watching. That's the foundation of true strength. You'll still feel fear. You'll still doubt yourself sometimes. That's okay. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's moving with it. The strong are scared too. They just don't let fear drive the car. They sit it in the back seat. So say this to yourself every morning: I'm not here to be perfect. I'm here to grow. To try. To lead. I trust myself, even if I'm nervous. I'll act with courage. And confidence will follow. That's how strong people start their day. Failure hurts. It breaks your plans, shakes your ego, and makes you question everything. But mentally strong people see failure differently. They don't avoid it. They learn from it. They see it as a doorway, not a dead end. The world tells you that failure means you're not good enough. But that's a lie. Failure means you tried. It means you cared. It means you stepped into the arena while others just watched. That alone makes you stronger. Strong minds don't fear mistakes. They analyze them. They ask, what worked? What didn't? What will I do better next time? They use failure as feedback. As a coach. Not as a judge. That's how they grow while others give up. Imagine this: two people fail. One says, I knew I wasn't meant for this. The other says, now I know what to fix. Same event. Different mindset. One walks away. The other walks forward. Which one do you want to be? Think about a child learning to walk. They fall. A lot. But they don't say, maybe walking isn't for me. They try again. That's how they learn. That's how we all learn. Failure is part of the process. Not proof that you're weak. When you fail, it's okay to feel sad. To cry. To rest. But don't stop there. Get back up. Rebuild. Strong minds don't pretend they're okay. But they also don't stay broken. They use failure as a foundation. One failure doesn't define you. A pattern of quitting does. You can fail 10 times and still be strong. But if you quit after the first fall, you'll never see what you're truly capable of. Resilience is built in the bounce back. Celebrate your scars. They show that you lived, you tried, you dared. Mentally strong people wear failure like armor. It doesn't make them bitter. It makes them wiser, tougher, clearer about what matters and what doesn't. Stop asking, what if I fail? Start asking, what if I grow? That question shifts everything. It turns fear into curiosity. It makes you brave. And brave people build strength one risk at a time. Be proud of the times you tried. Even if no one saw. Even if it didn't work. Your courage counts. Your effort counts. Every failure you've survived has already made you stronger than you were yesterday. Write this somewhere, you'll see it: failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of it. Say it out loud. Believe it. Let it fuel your next step. The people who win in life aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who keep going. So fail forward. Fail loud. Fail with pride. Then stand up. Shake off the dust. And try again. That's not weakness. That's power. That's growth. That's what mental strength really looks like: not perfection, but persistence. In a loud world, silence feels scary. In a busy world, stillness feels strange. But mentally strong people know the truth: if you can't be alone with yourself, you'll never feel strong around others. Solitude is not weakness. It's power. Most people run from silence. They fill every moment with noise, music, scrolling, talking, distractions. But silence is where you meet yourself. Where you hear your real thoughts. Where you notice what you've been avoiding. Strong minds don't fear being alone. They embrace it. They use it to recharge, to reflect, to grow. They know that time alone isn't empty. It's full of answers. And sometimes, it's the only way to find clarity. Being alone teaches you independence. You stop needing constant validation. You stop asking others to tell you who you are. You begin to trust your own voice. Your own energy. Your own direction. That's real confidence. Try this: sit in silence for 10 minutes. No phone. No noise. Just you. Watch your mind. Feel your breath. Let thoughts pass. It will feel uncomfortable at first, but stay with it. That discomfort is your strength being trained. Loneliness and solitude are different. Loneliness is the pain of not connecting. Solitude is the power of connecting with yourself. You can be in a crowd and feel lonely. Or sit alone and feel full. The difference is presence. The more time you spend with yourself, the more you understand your needs, your patterns, your power. You stop reacting to everything. You become intentional. You stop chasing noise. You start choosing peace. People who are afraid to be alone often stay in bad relationships, bad habits, or toxic environments, just to avoid silence. But silence is not your enemy. It's your guide. Learn to sit with it. Learn to listen. Strong people use alone time to grow. They read, write, think, plan, heal. They don't waste that space. They honor it. They know that the most powerful transformation often begins in quiet moments with no one watching. If being alone feels scary, ask yourself why. What part of you are you avoiding? What truth are you not ready to face? Mental strength grows when you stop running from yourself and start making peace with who you are. Say this to yourself: I'm not afraid to be alone. I trust myself. I enjoy my own company. I don't need constant noise to feel alive. My peace lives in silence. That mindset makes you unshakable. So don't fear the quiet. Walk into it. Breathe in the stillness. That's where your real strength lives, not in the crowd, not in the chaos, but in the calm confidence of knowing you are enough, even with no one else around. Mental strength isn't just about handling stress or pushing through pain. It's also about knowing who you are. When you don't know yourself, the world decides for you. But when you define yourself, no one can shake your foundation. Most people live by default. They wear labels given by others: smart, lazy, quiet, emotional. But mentally strong people choose their labels. They say, this is who I am. This is what I stand for. That clarity becomes power. Ask yourself, who am I when no one is watching? Not your job title. Not your Instagram bio. The real you. Your values. Your vision. Your voice. If you can answer that, you've already built a kind of strength most people never reach. Your identity is not fixed. It's a choice. If you've always been shy, you can become brave. If you've always felt lost, you can become focused. Mental strength grows when you stop saying, this is just how I am, and start saying, I can evolve. Don't let your past define your identity. Just because you were broken doesn't mean you have to stay broken. Your past shaped you, but it doesn't own you. You get to write the next chapter. One word. One step. One decision at a time. Strong people speak their identity out loud. I am disciplined. I am learning. I am resilient. These are not lies. They are declarations. And with repetition, your brain starts believing. Your habits start aligning. That's how change begins. Be careful who you let define you. People project their fears onto you. Their doubts. Their limits. But mentally strong people don't shrink to fit others' expectations. They rise, even when others don't understand them. Your identity becomes your filter. You stop chasing trends. You stop copying everyone else. You ask, does this fit who I want to be? And if the answer is no, you let it go. That decision, to stay true, is real mental strength. This doesn't mean you have to be rigid. You can grow. You can evolve. But you stay rooted in your values. In your purpose. You don't need a crowd to feel valid. You just need to know your own direction. That's what leaders do. Try this exercise. Write down 5 words you want to live by. Maybe it's focused, kind, bold, honest, relentless. Read them every morning. Ask, did I live like this today? That small habit rewires your brain. It builds alignment. When you live with clarity, your energy shifts. You walk differently. Speak differently. Choose differently. People notice. Not because you're loud, but because you're sure. That quiet confidence is unshakable. It inspires others. So define yourself, before the world does. Choose your identity. Live by it. Speak it. And protect it. Because when you know who you are, the world can't break you. It can only watch you rise. Mental strength is not just what you do alone. It's also shaped by who you're around. Your environment either supports your growth or slowly destroys it. The people you spend time with affect your habits, mindset, and confidence more than you think. You've heard it before, you become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. That's not just a quote, it's psychology. If you're surrounded by negativity, laziness, or drama, you will feel drained and small, even if you try to resist. But if you surround yourself with people who are growing, learning, and trying, you feel inspired. Not jealous. Not judged. Inspired. That's the kind of energy you need to build strength. The kind that makes you want to rise, not hide. Take a hard look at your circle. Who makes you feel seen? Who drains your energy? Who believes in your goals, and who quietly hopes you'll stay the same? Strong people are not afraid to edit their environment to protect their peace. This doesn't mean cutting people off without reason. It means choosing wisely. You can love people from a distance. You can say no to toxic energy. You can stop pretending just to make others comfortable. That's not rude. That's respect. Protect your space. Not just your physical space, but your mental one. The conversations you allow. The content you consume. The energy you accept. All of that shapes your thoughts. And your thoughts shape your life. Think of your mind like a garden. You need sunlight, water, healthy soil. But if you let weeds grow, gossip, fear, distraction, they'll take over. You won't see results. So pull the weeds. Plant better seeds. That's mental strength in action. Here's a challenge: spend more time with people who talk about ideas, not just problems. People who ask, how can we grow? Not just, did you hear what happened? Choose circles that make you better, not just comfortable. And yes, sometimes that means being alone for a while. That's okay. Silence is better than bad company. Stillness is better than fake support. Growth often starts in solitude. But it doesn't stay there. Your energy attracts what you're ready for. Don't wait for the perfect tribe. Become the kind of person you want to meet. Lead with value. Share your growth. Support others. When you live with intention, the right people start showing up. Not by magic, but by alignment. Strong people are not always surrounded by fans. Sometimes they're misunderstood. Mocked. Ignored. But they keep walking. Not because it's easy. But because their vision is louder than the noise. That's the power of purpose. So protect your circle. Build it wisely. Love deeply, but not blindly. Because your energy is sacred. Your future is precious. And your environment is either feeding your strength, or quietly stealing it. Everyone experiences pain. No one escapes it. But mentally strong people turn pain into power. They don't just survive it, they transform it. They take their hardest moments and use them to grow, help others, and rise even higher than before. Pain can break you or build you. It all depends on what you do with it. Some people let it define them. Others let it refine them. Strong people feel it deeply, but they don't let it control their future. They use it as fuel, not a cage. It's okay to be angry. To grieve. To scream. Pain is not weakness. It's a signal. It says, something needs healing. And healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means making peace. It means carrying your pain with wisdom, not with bitterness. Strong minds don't pretend pain doesn't exist. They honor it. They say, yes, this hurt me. But I won't stay here forever. They let pain teach them, about trust, about strength, about what truly matters. Then they move forward, slowly. Look back at your life. Some of your biggest breakthroughs probably followed deep pain. A breakup. A failure. A loss. It forced you to change. To grow. That pain felt like an ending, but it was really the beginning of a new chapter. Pain creates empathy. When you've suffered, you understand others better. You become more patient, more kind, more aware. Your pain gives you purpose, not just for yourself, but to support others who are hurting too. Try this, write a letter to your past self. The one who was hurting. Tell them what you've learned. How you've grown. This turns pain into perspective. It reminds you how far you've come, and how strong you really are now. You don't need to be proud of your pain. But you can be proud of your strength. You survived what tried to break you. You kept going. You showed up when you could have stayed down. That's a victory, even if no one else sees it. Turn your pain into something beautiful. A journal. A new goal. A message to someone who's struggling. Don't waste what you've been through. Use it. Let it become your fuel. Your story. Your gift to the world. Pain doesn't disappear. But it transforms. What once felt like a burden can become your power. Not because it didn't hurt, but because you didn't let it end you. You turned it into something greater. That's mental strength. Say this out loud, my pain made me wiser. My scars made me softer. My past made me stronger. I carry it all, not as shame, but as proof that I survived. That mindset builds strength that no one can take from you. So don't run from your pain. Face it. Feel it. Then rise with it. Let it sharpen your focus, deepen your heart, and strengthen your soul. Because pain is not the end of your story. It's the fire that forges your strength. You've walked through self-doubt, fear, failure, and pain. You've faced your critic, challenged your comfort, and redefined your strength. Now, this is the return. The part where you step into the world, not perfect, but powerful. Mental strength doesn't mean you never struggle again. It means you no longer break from it. You've built habits, mindset, and clarity. Now you move with intention. With calm. With the quiet confidence of someone who knows who they are. You know now that strength isn't loud. It's not ego. It's not perfection. It's waking up, doing the work, choosing better thoughts, staying grounded, and showing up for yourself, especially when no one else does. You've learned to speak to yourself with kindness. To sit in silence without fear. To take responsibility without shame. That's what makes you powerful. Not because life is easier now, but because you are stronger within it. You've stopped waiting for motivation. You act. You discipline your mind. You don't chase comfort. You chase growth. You make peace with pain. You forgive yourself. And you take back control, not of the world, but of your choices. Strong people are not special. They're consistent. They train their mind like others train their body. They fall, cry, heal, and rise, again and again. Now you're one of them. You've built strength one decision at a time. Remember this, there will be days you slip. Days you feel small. That's okay. Strength is not about never falling. It's about how quickly you return. You don't live in the fall. You rise. You reset. You return to your power. You now carry tools, clarity, courage, focus, boundaries, self-trust. Use them. Share them. Lead with them. The world needs more people like you. People who do the work. Who speak with purpose. Who lead by example. Be the one who shifts the energy in the room. Not with noise, but with presence. Be the one who listens deeply. Speaks calmly. Acts wisely. That's what strong people do. They lead quietly, and change everything. You've become mentally strong not because someone saved you. But because you showed up. You made the choice. Again and again. You created your strength. And now, no one can take it away from you. So walk forward with pride. Not because you've arrived, but because you've awakened. This journey is not over. But you've already proven that you have what it takes. You are not who you were. You are stronger now. Steadier. Wiser. If this helped you grow, like the video, share it, and leave a comment. I choose strength. And don't forget to subscribe, because this is just the beginning. Your mind is your power. Keep building it. You've got this.